Sure, thanks, Carissa. So yes, robotics has been part of the Deutsche Internationale Schule Johannesburg, the German school, and it's been part of their curriculum for a few years now. But what I actually really enjoy is the extracurriculars that I get to do with students who come from very many different backgrounds, from a whole host of different schools. And so we get kids from 8 to 18 years old coming to us on Saturdays or after school, whenever they can, just because they enjoy these lessons and they have an interest in this field. So we actually have an added advantage because we get to nurture and grow this interest from a very young age. So by the time these kids hit university, they've already developed a deeper understanding of the fundamentals. And so they're better equipped to go and apply these at secondary, tertiary, level, but also in the real world. And so we're not only developing these hard skills like programming and coding or robotics and mechatronics or mechanics, along with all the STEM or STEAM disciplines and the practical application of IT or ICT in the real world, but they're also developing their soft skills, which, as Kathy and Anissa have already mentioned, are increasingly becoming imperative in the world of work. So some of these soft skills are, for example, the ability to work in teams and collaborate, as mentioned, and communication skills to understand and respect differences. The problem solving and critical thinking skills are, of course, very important. And this idea of this continuous learning, as Rob mentioned earlier on, developing this grit and growth mindset and the ability to show initiative and entrepreneurialism. And then, of course, imagination and creativity. As was mentioned earlier on by Anissa, creativity is of particular importance because this is something that cannot, unfortunately, or fortunately, be replaced by robots. So I believe that building the skill set is imperative for the success in the future world of work. And this is something that has not been traditionally adequately addressed at secondary or tertiary level. And so we already, we already see jobs, jobs that are repetitive or that can be turned into a routine being automated or offshored and then automated. but then there are entirely new jobs. So I want to quickly share my screen with you and show you a few jobs. Can you see my screen? Okay, so yeah, there are some new jobs here like custom implant organ designer, social media influencer. These are the hottest jobs in the 21st century, and which students like us will be able to handle because they're already able to apply what they've learned in different contexts. And here you have a custom implant organ designer, robotics technician, and all of these jobs require some sort of basic understanding of robotics or additive manufacturing on a much deeper level. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. So I wanted to show you something really cool. So this was a collaborative project by a few of our students. And what they came up with this idea to build an AI-enabled program to detect and flag non-mask usage. And this was all done during the lockdown when other kids were just like goofing off and not doing anything. And so I was extremely impressed. But then later on returning to school, what happened was they found that they found a problem. The problem was that they wanted to streamline the entry process into school because they found that individual temperatures needed to be recorded of students, of individual students. And so they developed this, and I wanted to show you this this cool paperless automated screening device. And it's really cool because it can it can record individual temperatures of students, names of students, the time and date that each student comes in, also the answers to various COVID-related screening questions, and this is all stored in an Excel spreadsheet, and then for record-keeping purposes, and all of this is done in under 10 seconds. So yes, I was very impressed. These kids are only like 13, 14 years old. And for children, there can be no greater encouragement and self-confidence booster than to see their ideas turn from an idea into something real and practical. And so this, in turn, then drives the curiosity and this cycle of this growth and continuous learning mindset that was spoken of earlier. I think Rob mentioned that. So yes, please watch my students. Keep an eye on them, hire them, because I have no doubt that they will be successful in whatever occupation that they choose to pursue, and they'll be able to function at a much higher level than most of us, myself included. Thanks. Yes, thanks again for the question. Firstly, our relationship with local and international tertiary institutions like WITS and the National University of Singapore allow us to design projects that are topical and allow us to teach skills that are relevant to the current world of work. And then on the corporate level, I'd say that we've had some interactions with organizations like SASOL and RMB. And at SASOL, we conducted a change management exercise to introduce new technologies like robotics and AI to staff members. And RMB got us on board for their Workforce of the Future initiative. And this program has been running for about 3 years already. So what we do is we come in and we teach employees' children on weekends. And as a result, we get to meet RMB staff members. So a lot of the projects that these kids do are based or focused on technologies and applications pertinent and relevant to RMB. So you get kids as young as 13 years old building AI programs and chatbots and so on, which is very, very exciting. And now what I've seen, what I've observed over the years is that a lot of the parents of these children, the employees of RMB, are also becoming more comfortable and interested in these new technologies. And as a result, they're becoming less intimidated by these technologies in the use of these technologies in the workplace. We'd love to work with more organizations similarly to ensure the sustainability and continuity of this talent pipeline. And I should also mention that because of our work with organizations, we've now developed a program to reskill and upskill adults. And this was specifically created to address this skills gap. And organizations can work with us to tailor this for their particular needs, and staff members, especially during this pandemic when many, many people are being retrenched, provides a great opportunity to reskill and upskill these employees. So yeah, thanks.